Yes, here we go. And a very good morning to you, Grenada, and the rest of the world. I'm George Grant at, let's see here, 9 o'clock on the 28th day of August, 2019. Good morning, folks. Got one eye off to the left here trying to see who's going to win the race this morning. I'm first. No. Well, kind of nice day out there today. I say, yeah, John wins the race he's probably been sitting at his computer since about 6 o'clock this morning, just waiting to go, I'm first. Well, congratulations, John. Congratulations. And Peter Bishop, just by a nose, is second. Yeah, I was about to say, folks, the reason why I say it's kind of nice morning this morning. What? It's almost a three-way tie because Margaret's the third person to show up there. She's saying good morning to you, folks. Yeah, this morning we went to the beach this morning. Very interesting. Yesterday, you might remember hearing Ray tell us that the beach was kind of rough. And that's not surprising because even though Dorian had long gone, you could still expect swells 100 miles away, a couple hundred miles away. And I think that's what was happening yesterday. This morning, okay, it was not as flat as it has been for the past few weeks, but still, it was pretty damn calm. What I did notice, though, is that there were thunderstorms all around us this morning. On the way to the beach, I was fiddling around with my smartphone, and I saw a note from somebody in Guave that they had been hearing thunder up there. Well, since we were in the car, I wasn't able to see, and so I couldn't tell you. But when I got to the beach, and we looked north towards Guave, there was one huge cumulonimbus. For those of you who aren't sure what that is, cumulonimbus is a technical term for a thunderstorm. And man, there was lightning pitching from that cloud like you wouldn't believe. As we walked, so that's to the north of us at Grand Anse, right? As we walked towards the Silver Sands, we usually start near Camahan Park, and we walked to the east towards Silver Sands. There was another thunderstorm straight ahead. That was to the east of us. That too was pitching some lightning. And then you looked off to the right, which would be looking south. There was another thunderstorm pitching lightning. So we got down to Silver Sands, turned around, anxious to get into the water. And as we walked back now towards the west, another thunderstorm pitching lightning. So we had it in all quadrants, but thankfully those storms were away from us and we had no problem. And we had a beautiful swim this morning. Not a lot of people down there this morning, but still very nice. Good to see you, folks. Thanks for joining us. Let me see. Boy, you guys are pretty busy there this morning. So we said hi to John, Peter, and Margaret. Peter says John won because of insider trading. John, feel free to punch him when you see him. Okay, Kipling Francis is sending his blessings to everybody, and Benedict Cador wishing everybody a wonderful Wednesday. Anthea Rello, hi Anthea. And Margaret is agreeing with John. No, Margaret says she agrees with Peter. We'll check that out. Fitzroy Adams is saying good morning. Peter Bishop is laughing his head off. Arthur Langine says hi from New York. Um, John says he heard about some very heavy rains up north. Well, right now the sun's peeking through pretty good down here in St. George, John. And John Bruno is saying good morning from Petit Martinique. Your buddy Sherron is going to be in here well, anytime now. She usually comes in pretty early. So she'll be here very shortly. And Kipling is asking you guys to share the feed. He says, I need someone to volunteer to force some Grenadians to learn common sense. Hard job, but worth a try for the good of the country. Any volunteers want to help Kipling? Check him out. Check out his Facebook page. Pilgrims, this morning we're going to do things a little bit differently. We're not going to take life too seriously. I mean, there's just too much going on in this place. And as far as I'm concerned, it's time that we started grasping at every opportunity we could to have a good laugh. Yeah. Yeah, man. Let's laugh this morning. So I'm going to play a little piece for you by a young Trinidadian guy by the name of Daniel Lovelace. And I guarantee you, you're going to laugh. This guy's doing good. We have the national report for you as well. And Sherron, the beach lady, is going to be with us at the bottom of the hour. Okay? So that's your rundown on this midweek Wednesday morning program. Is it Wednesday? Yeah, I think it is. Yeah. Right now, folks, let's start laughing, okay? Oh, by the way, hold on. Chester Simon has just chimed in here, and he's sending greetings to everybody. Folks, here's a young Trini who has just taken the world by storm. Man is very simple, but he goes around asking people ridiculously simple questions. And the answers, the responses that he gets will crack you up. You know, it's a good laugh, but it also tells a sad story about the level of education here. Not just here in the Caribbean, but even in Toronto. I want you to check this out.
Canada, it's your boy Daniel, and we are out here in Toronto here today, and we come out to ask the simple question that we ask around the world. What you know? We just want to know what you know. If you know anything you know, you may know, I may not know, but we just want to know what you know. Let me go. So what's your name?
Sophia.
Sophia. So you see you like glasses, so go ahead. Take it. Yeah, take it. Go ahead. You're right. Right. She loves the glasses, so she's going to take it from me. What is B-U-D-G-E-T?
Baguette. Baguette.
What is an ecosystem?
It's something for the environment, I think. It's just like, it revolves around the environment. Yeah. To be honest, I don't even know.
Right, yeah. See, this show is all about education through entertainment. So an ecosystem is a large community of living organisms in a particular area. All right. So you learned something today. So if you didn't know, now you know. What are the vowels of the alphabet?
The vowels of the alphabet is like vowels of the alphabet is like A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, E, X, Z, Y, N, Z, go down. So the alphabet is like not backwards, you have to go frontwards on the alphabet. So
I like you.
yeah.
So what are the vowels of the alphabet?
Vowels of the alphabet is like I would say it's the alphabet, but you have to pronounce it the proper way, the right way, or you have to pronounce it the alphabet. So it's like if you have to pronounce the alphabet the right way, you have to go from A, B, C, go all the way down to Z. And all the way.
What is a continent?
Place where all the cities are down. Oh, our continent.
Are you going to sleep? Or no, they're going to laugh.
No, our
A continent is a large area of land on Earth that is joined together. What do you call a group of porcupines?
I don't know, quill?
You call them a prickle.
Prickle.
Yeah, this show is all about education through entertainment. It's called a prickle.
You know what they call a collection of tigers?
Wow. I didn't know that one. But you see, this show is all about education through entertainment. Yeah, you tell me.
A streak.
A streak.
You know what a group of owls are? It's a good one.
I don't know.
A parliament.
Huh?
A parliament. How
Wow.
about monkeys?
Wow. Oh my God. He flipped the script on my here. Monkeys. A troop? A troop?
Yeah, it goes by a troop or a barrel of monkeys. More fun than a barrel of monkeys.
That is correct.
Yeah.
So what did you learn today?
What have I learned?
Right.
I learned that you don't know your animal groups.
What does AC stand for?
AC?
Yeah.
It's just AC, and I just like, not mean like cold air, just AC. So it's just A. A is for the alphabet A.
Take care.
C is just like AC.
What is BUDGET?
Bucket? Bucket? Bucket?
Tell me something in Italian.
Ciao, come stai?
What does that mean?
Do you like pizza?
Do I like pizza?
Mi piace la pizza?
And how do I say, yes, I like pizza?
Yeah, sì, mi piace la pizza.
Simple pizza, pizza. Name a word that begins with the letter X.
Xylophone?
All right, that is correct, man. And because you're so lucky, you didn't answer all my questions correct, but I'm still going to leave you with 2 gift cards here. So you could get $5 off your next $25 purchase at the workshop here. And you could also save 10%, 20% at this entertainment city here.
Thanks very much.
Yeah, give me a high five, man. That was a good job, man. What is BUDGET?
Vodka? Yeah. Vodka? Yeah.
Oh, my God. Can you spell the word Niagara for me?
Niagra. Niagra.
You see, this show again is all about education through entertainment, and that is a common misconception. The word Niagara is spelled Niagara.
Oh, man.
Did you know that? Wow. So if you didn't know, now you know. Give me a high five here. I mean, you didn't answer all my questions correctly, but you know, I'm still gonna leave you with a gift card. You ever been to the zoo?
No.
Well, I'm sending you to the zoo. Hold that. What does the E in email stand for?
I was gonna say internet, but that starts with an I. Everywhere.
Wrong.
I don't know. I don't know.
Everywhere mail.
Everyone.
Everyone.
I don't know.
Everyone. That's impressive indeed.
Really impressive. Whoa. Just whoa. Bravo. What?
Really impressive. It stands for electronic.
Oh. I knew that.
Action! Look, listen, stop it. No, don't do it.
Oh, where you from?
Where I'm from?
Yeah.
I'm from Toronto here.
Lying will ruin your life. Lying will ruin your goddamn life.
Oh, yeah, I'm from Toronto. Oh, yeah.
Where's the capital of Canada?
Capital of Canada? Boy, let me see something more. Capital of Canada, hold up there. I know it, hold on. Capital of Canada, hold up, I know it. Hold up there. Let me see, hold up. You catch me upon one day. I know it's in the brain here.
Why you always lying? Oh my God.
God. Boy, you're getting that one off guard, you know. But I know that one, I know it. It's puzzling now, it's puzzling me. You catch me off guard at it. Canada. Let me see. Let me see. I know it, but it's hard to come out. You have to go back to our next one. Go back and ask something different. Let's ask me something different. I missed that one. It's puzzling me now. Get me something different again. And I will see something.
Can we get serious now?
If NOT spells not and ICE spells ice, then what is NOT ICE?
That's IC not. That's it's not. Hold up there. And was not IC. And those.
So NOT is not,
yeah.
and ICE is ice. So what is NOT?
Not.
ICE.
Ice not. Not ice. Ice not.
I see a man completely out of control. Completely out of control.
No. Not ice, no. NOT not. NOT not. That's not ice. Ice not. Not Iceland, no. NOT not, no. Okay.
We have whole day, don't worry. We have whole night, whole day. Yeah.
Whoa.
Oh my God! Wow!
Yeah. I mean, you ain't get all my questions correct, but I'm still gonna leave you with some gift cards here so you could go, go pick up something, man. I like your bad, I like your bad. Yeah, man. Big up yourself. You wanna say anything?
Oh, just welcome to Toronto. That's it.
Can you tell me, in what year did Marshall Montano write the national anthem of Grenada?
1986.
1986.
Education through entertainment. Folks, if you got some time on your hands, do some searches on Facebook for what you, Y-U-H, not Y-O-U, Y-U-H, what you know. Have a laugh. Why shouldn't we, man? Like I said, there's just too much stressful stuff going on in the world today to focus on politics, and crime, and this and that and the other. Let's have a good laugh. And by the way, John Bruno here says, don't kill us, George. I'm trying not to kill you, but I'm going to make you laugh as much as I can. John Bruno, by the way, is in Pity Martinique, and John Kennison is in Carriacou. And John has a riddle for you. He says, here's a riddle for all. You take off the outside and cook the inside. When cooked, you eat the outside and throw away the inside. What is it? I'm going to start, when I get to Sherron in just a minute, I'm going to go after her with this one. By the way, John, she can't see your responses, but I can. So please, during the national report, send me your response, and I will mull that around, and I'm going to make her sweat. I'm going to make her sweat this morning. Okay. So she may already know the answer. I don't know. Anyhow, break time, and then we'll come back with the national report.
You don't know how many hurricanes will be coming this season, so you need to be prepared. At Hubbard's Hardware and Building Supply Departments and the Food Fair supermarkets, everything from canned foods, flashlights and batteries, to plywood, tarpaulin, lanterns, roof repair kits, water tanks, etc. are available. For over 90 years, we've helped you prepare for and recover from storms. Hubbard's Hardware, Food Fair supermarkets, and the Grenadian General Insurance, an integral part of your hurricane preparedness plan.
Studying too hard about back-to-school expenses? Co-op Bank is making back to school as easy as 1, 2, 3. Enjoy competitive interest rates, affordable monthly payments, speedy decisions on applications. Come in and apply today.
Good morning, Grenlek Meter Reader.
Morning, Mr. Meterman. I'm glad I caught you. Last month, I got a very high bill, and I don't understand why.
Last month, we were not able to access your meter, so we had to estimate the bill. This will happen if we don't get an actual reading.
So, what can I do to ensure that my meter is easily accessible?
Well, you can get your licensed electrician to move your meter outside of the gate or directly in front of the house. That way, I'll have easy access and I won't have to deal with your dog.
Ah, Butch.
Yes, dogs can be a problem sometimes. On one occasion, I was attacked by a dog and police had to get involved. Customers who don't want to cage or tie their dogs should really move their meter and make it easily accessible.
Well, I'll consider that.
Thank you.
Grenlek, energizing our Grenada.
All right. Claude Putna here says, George, I'm still laughing. Not ice. Notice. Got it? Okay, folks. Let's get serious now. Here comes the national report.
Grenadians commended for remarkable level of improvement for disaster preparedness. We'll have details to this story and more in the national report. With the details to the news for Tuesday, August 27th, I am Rikisha St. Louis. Grenadians are showing remarkable improvement in their level of disaster preparedness. NADMA's acting coordinator, Superintendent Sylvan McIntyre, told members of the media on Tuesday that we are far less complacent today when compared with 2004, prior to the passage of Hurricane Ivan. He said although effective communication remains the agency's biggest challenge, Grenadians are more open to information from NADMA than in the past. Superintendent McIntyre was addressing recent occurrences surrounding the effects of Tropical Storm Dorian. Grenada was placed under tropical storm watch on Monday as the north of the island and Carriacou were expected to be affected by wind and heavy rainfall.
It was not, as Minister said, that way in 2004. It was a different picture, but as I've always said in my remarks when I make them, we can mark our steps of progress from where we came from in disaster preparedness. We can mark our steps in terms of how people treat information. And maybe it is time for us to generate instruments of assessing people's opinion, their feeling, or their reaction towards what we do. We've not created any scientific way of doing that. Maybe we should do that. But from what I have seen, the receipt of information has been different.
He says the onus is on everyone to shift their focus and take disaster preparedness seriously.
Reculturing or changing of behavior is not an overnight activity. And so even if we came from Hurricane Ivan in 2004, Emily 2005, and we've seen what happened in the region. But if things don't seem to be happening at a pace that people expected, it is very easy to go back into a particular mode. And my point is, it takes all of us, including yourself as media houses, to propagate the information, to help us to get it across, to convince people that it is all our responsibility in our business to take disaster preparedness seriously.
McIntyre also encouraged the members of the media to exercise caution and be more considerate when disseminating information on disaster. He said the premature release of information can have a different impact than information properly crafted.
There has to be some more consideration when things are given and look at the longer term picture and the implication that releasing something in a particular way. And I say this against the backdrop that information might be shared and might become readily available, but if disseminated as is, it could give a different meaning to when it is reanalyzed, reassessed, and be brought in a particular way. And this is why we are set up in a way when the information is provided, it came as a result of conversations, consultations amongst persons, stakeholders, technocrats before we could release it. On the contrary, media houses and in some cases individuals, I don't think by and large we can say media houses. Let me be fair on that. There are a couple of individuals who are persons who give information. And that's one of the areas we have our concern.
Projections are high for Grenada's hotel room stock going forward. Tourism Minister Honorable Clarice Modeste says by 2022, room stock is expected to grow by 30%. She was speaking at the launch of the Six Senses Hotel last Friday. Minister Modeste commended the investors for making Grenada the home of their hotel brand. She said with the Six Senses Hotel development in Lasages, the rural tourism landscape will be transformed.
By the end of 2018, we had licensed 2,242 rooms. And this current room stock is expected to grow by 30% by the end of 2022. Range and Six Senses will play a major role in this regard. Room stock and airlift are integrally linked. One cannot succeed with the other. You talk to potential investors, they ask you about the airlines that are coming to your country. You talk to the airlines for more airlift into your country, they ask you about your room stock. So it is a chicken and an egg situation.
Range Development Representative Omar Romero gave the assurance that the hotel chain will be constructed on the pillars of sustainability, which will encourage more guests. It will adopt a farm-to-table philosophy, protect the planet and the people.
The way to explain sustainability for us is very simple. It's the balance of 3 Ps, which is people, planet, and profit. These are the 3 pillars of sustainability. Without this delicate balance achieved, the project will struggle to success. That's why we will ensure that we will deliver that, like we're doing it in other parts of the world, this balance. We will ensure that the project is respectful to the environment, it's going to be LEED certified, it's going to be light on earth, and will adopt the latest technologies and knowledge to ensure that we're going to deliver something that will give back to the planet.
This is the National Report. We'll have more news after the break.
Big business don't participate.
Welcome back. Grenada has recorded a 7% increase in visitor arrivals following the 2019 Spice Mass season. This increase follows on the heels of a growth in stayover arrivals recorded for the first half of 2019. Tourism and Civil Aviation Minister Honorable Clarice Modeste, during a recent hotel launch, boasted of huge developments in Grenada's tourism product. She said the UK accounts for 45% of our market share, with 4 gateways, JFK, Atlanta, Miami International and Charlotte booked for the upcoming winter season.
Stay-over market grew by 3.81%, with over 82,000 visitors staying in our hotels, guest houses, and accommodations. Ladies and gentlemen, this does not take into account the phenomena we saw in recent times, in recent months. And I'm looking at the period July 15th, 2019 to August 13th. And I don't think I need to explain that period. We saw in excess of 37 persons visiting our countries. 37,000, sorry, visitors to our shores. And nearer to the carnival season, the 19 days prior to carnival or to Spice Mass, we recorded in excess of 13,000 visitors to our shores.
And finally, the Maria Holder Foundation has confirmed the donation of a 128-slice CT scanner to Grenada's health sector. During scanning, the system provides diagnostic information that enables doctors to differentiate, characterize, isolate, and distinguish the tissue, making it easier to determine the disease. The scanner can produce 3-dimensional images for persons regardless of weight or age. Minister with responsibility for disaster management and information, Senator the Honorable Dr. Winston Garwe, commended the Maria Holder Foundation for the technological donation, which will be used to encourage greater efficiency within the health sector.
He said it can be adopted to provide 3-dimensional images for virtually any patient, young or old, of any size, including those with cardiac or respiratory conditions that make it difficult to get high-quality images with other types of scanners. We are indeed extremely happy with this donation, and it will add to the other sophisticated equipment that we have at the General Hospital.
Senator Garwe says that the technical staff will be trained for the maintenance of the equipment.
What we have been able to negotiate is training for our technical staff to be able, one, to operate the machine efficiently and effectively, and two, to do the maintenance work. So, as you should be aware, the equipment we receive from Japan as it relates to, you had health equipment, we had just a number of equipment that came in, and we had the technical people from Japan came in and train our staff so they're able to work this. Same thing will happen with this health equipment. But it is the push of the government to ensure that we have functioning, technical, competent people to maintain every equipment that we receive.
In other news on the medical front, 17-year-old Rashad Gibbs is recovering comfortably after undergoing surgery on his brain for a vascular malformation. The surgery was performed about 3 months ago by Dr. Nilo Toledo and other medical professionals. That story just ended the national report for today, Tuesday, August 27th. Let's recap the top story. Grenadians commended for a remarkable level of improvement in disaster preparedness. On behalf of the entire news team here at the Government Information Service, I am Rakisha St. Louis saying thank you for joining us. Until next time.
Well, quite frankly, I get the feeling that this morning, several of you saw this morning's presentation from the GISS Comedy Central. Let me share some comments with you. First of all, Margaret says here, and she's talking about the commendation that was being given to the authorities for, preparedness for Tropical Storm Dorian. Margaret says, huh? Commendation for disaster preparedness? Where is the shelter list? Thanks for asking, Mags. Thanks for asking. You know, folks, today is what, the 28th? So in 3 days, we will be halfway into the hurricane season. Halfway. No list of shelters. No list of shelters. John responds by saying, exactly. What she should have said was condemnation. Thank you, John. He also goes on to say, Petit Martinique and Carriacou were informed on Monday at noon about 3 shelters being activated. Yeah, I did hear that they activated 3 shelters in Carriacou. I haven't heard a beep about shelters here in Grenada. All right. Regarding the 6th Census Hotel project, Ryan Jabon says, these hotels are so expensive, excluding ordinary folks like myself. I hear you. Now here's an interesting one. Let me make myself comfortable because this one comes from Anthony DeRiggs. Anthony says, George, I wonder why some people announce the death of individuals on Facebook when they're not dead. Someone did that again recently. They announced my death a couple of years ago when I was hospitalized. People must confirm before they post. Yeah, Anthony, I hear you loud and clear. I've told this story before. I'm going to share it with you one more time. A few years ago, I was admitted to hospital with a pulmonary embolism. That's a blood clot in your lungs, right? And obviously, you have that issue. You're going to have some trouble breathing. Breathing. B-R-E-A-T-H-I-N-G. A certain newspaper here in Grenada published headline story. George Grant admitted to hospital with trouble breathing. B-R-E-E-D-I-N-G. Boy, I tell you, that buggered up my sex life for about 100 years after that. Huh? Don't laugh, Sherron. Don't laugh. Okay. John says, regarding that, the Range Developments project, he says, Range's mantra is the 3 Ps. Profit, profit, profit. Got you, John? Margaret says, guess you have to say thank God for Dorian or else we would not have known. And even so, look at the timing. Okay, Mags, I'm not exactly sure which issue you were talking about there. And Kipling says, did I hear the minister say both are integrated in, then later say one cannot do without the other? Quite possible. It's Grenada, quite possible. Consider the source. He says, I hope I'm wrong. Ryan Jabon says, Carnival is not my cup of tea. You and me both, Ryan. But I enjoy the holidays. Margaret says, what is the point of having a new CT scanner when the radiologist takes more than 3 weeks to read the results? Max, 3 weeks, yeah. John says, read the CT scanner. Operating is different from reading the scan results. Okay, John. Margaret says, quite right, Anthony. Same thing was done recently with Trevor Friday.
said he was dead.
Yeah, said he was dead. It's a nasty habit. Margaret says, but what's the point of doing the scan if the results are not going to be read? Ryan says, oh my gosh, and Ryan, by the way, is a nurse in Orlando. Margaret says, Gigi, breathing? Yes, Margaret, that is the absolute truth. Judge Grant have trouble breathing.
Cover page.
Huh?
Cover page.
Oh my God, boy, yeah. I love Grenada. I love Grenada. Anyhow, what time is it? 19 minutes away from the hour. Quick break, pilgrims. We'll come back with Sherron.
Juve chocolates, cocoa nibs, and cocoa balls from Diamond Estate Grenada are now available at Amazon.com, Amazon.ca, Amazon.co.uk, and GrenadaMarket.com. Try the sensational touch of nutmeg and a touch of ginger chocolates, 75% dark and rich, 100% pure cocoa, and their 60% dark and sweet chocolate bars today. Amazon Prime members enjoy free shipping on these orders in the USA, Canada, and Europe. GrenadaMarket.com. When you can't come to the island, the products of the island will come to you.
GRENADABROADCAST Community Partnership Initiative, supporting health.
To the individuals who will be using these vehicles to serve the people, please ensure while we are using these tools that we use these tools in a manner that we will all be proud of. To GRENLEC, a long-standing partner with us, a true testament of what can happen when private and public sector work together for the benefit of the people.
GRENADABROADCAST, energizing our community.
Studying too hard about back-to-school expenses? Co-op Bank is making back-to-school as easy as 1, 2, 3. Enjoy competitive interest rates, affordable monthly payments, speedy decisions on applications. Come in and apply today.
All right, Margaret, I was not disputing the 3 weeks it takes to get the results of a CT scan, because I know that's a fact. And she says here, read the CT scan. Yes, George, 3 weeks. I speak from my recent experience with my brother at the hospital. Margaret was here just a couple of weeks ago to lay to rest her dear brother. And yeah, we talked. I know what she went through. I know what she went through, so please. It's just pathetic, folks, but it happens to be one of the realities we have to come to grips with. Sherron, girl, it was good to see you this morning.
Yes, we're practically living together.
I know. Geez, I hope Winty ain't too uptight about that.
I think he should be able to join us soon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does he go to the beach sometimes?
Yes, but he had surgery on his eyes recently.
Mm.
Well, July, and he was told to keep out of the water for at least 2 months.
Okay.
So soon he'll be able to go back.
So he's being a good boy.
Yep.
All right. Sherron, boy, the way this morning we had thunderstorms all around us this morning.
Oh my gosh, and the lightning.
Yeah.
But the water was beautiful.
As always.
Yes.
And we had a great time.
Yeah.
It seems to me that people are starting to come back now. You know, from what I had been told, a lot of people visit the beach in the morning. But over the carnival, we saw sort of a decline.
Yes, but this morning they were out in full force.
They're coming back. They're coming back. Nice to see them. So what's up your sleeve this morning, girl? Oh, by the way, John says Sherron's in the house. Yeah, Sherron's in the house. All right.
Yes.
What's up your sleeve this morning, girl?
Who's John? That's John and Caracou?
Yeah, John and Caracou.
And his riddle?
Riddle.
I think he's talking about a fish.
Oh,
I
about
could
a
be
fish.
wrong, but I mean, you throw the outside, the scales or the skin, you cook the inside, and when it's cooked, you eat the meat, which is on the outside, and you throw away the bones, I think.
Well, John, come on, man. I asked you to please explain to us. Come on, man. Don't be stingy. Explain to us. What are you talking about? Huh? Let's see if he comes up with something before we wrap it up.
I was wondering, what can we do? Do you think that maybe the police should start, when you go to renew your license, some people do over the test, the roads covered in these white marks. And I noticed on the entrance of Springs, that fork when you come from, what's the name of that road again? Oh gosh,
the
and you have
Belmont?
Springs and Belmont. But
Right,
there's
when you're coming from
parade,
the,
not parade.
when you're coming
Paddock.
from by the gardens, paddock, okay,
Paddock.
right.
I notice what looks like the image of a person on the ground. You see the vehicle, the marks that they put on the road, there's an image of what looks like a person. So I don't know if somebody was knocked down on that entrance. But the whole road is covered, every other corner, So I don't know what can be done about the way people drive.
You know, girl, it seems to me that there's a great need to help change attitudes in this place because, I ride the buses daily, okay? And the attitude of some of the bus drivers, I mean, it's just pathetic. It's not hard to understand why there's so many accidents. It's just attitude.
The other morning I dropped you home. I dropped my friend Carla home, and I'm returning to my house. And a bus in front of me actually turned across the road and blocked the road. So I couldn't pass, and the person coming up couldn't pass because they saw somebody coming from a side road and blocked the road across so that that person could get onto the bus and then moved out.
And you don't dare say anything.
Oh no, because you'll hear how your mother made you.
Exactly. Okay, let me see here. John said, I asked John to please come up, tell us what the thing of this riddle is, He says, no.
Oh dear.
All right. Then Benedict Cador says, as a kid growing up, the best time to be in the sea is when it was raining. Benedict, I agree with you to some extent, man, except that some of them damn raindrops, boy, they come down hard.
Benedict should see the amount of people who are in the sea but come out when it starts raining because they don't want to get wet.
That's true. There are people who leave the water when it starts raining. One day here to get wet.
Oh, God. I love my people.
John Bruno says here the answer to that riddle, breadfruit.
Breadfruit? You take out the outside,
you take out the inside, take out the outside, you cook the inside.
And you throw it inside?
Hold on. Let me scroll back here and see if I can.
No, if you're roasting it, you roast it just like it is. If he said you
He says you take off the outside.
Yes.
And cook the inside.
When
it's cooked, you eat the outside and throw away the inside.
No. When you're cooking a breadfruit, you take out the skin and the gut at the same time.
Yeah.
That's if you. But then when you roast it, you roast the whole thing. So I don't. Well.
Okay.
Forget.
All right.
Forget it.
Margaret says she agrees with Sherron's explanation of the riddle. You said a fish?
Yeah.
All right. Then John comes back and, John, check in. John comes back, he says, I'll give you the answer before the end of the show. Well, John, you have 11 minutes.
Well, unless it's chicken where you take off the feathers and you cook the meat and you throw away the bones.
By the way, there was a feather floating by me this morning.
Yes, I saw.
You saw that?
Yeah, I think a seagull.
Yeah. They must have had a little squabble, eh?
Yes.
Yeah.
But the water this morning was really nice.
Yeah.
Yesterday it was
rough.
raging. We were able to see, and sometime maybe in the early morning before we got there, the tide was very high. It was as far up as some of the grape trees.
Yeah.
So I could imagine what was happening there.
Yeah. And the grapes are still in abundance. There's still a lot of trees that haven't even started ripening yet.
Yep.
So tell me now, girl, what else you talking about this morning?
Well, I want to know, I haven't heard, maybe John Bruno could tell us what happened.
Hold on a sec here. Samantha McFarland Thomas is saying good morning. Benedict is laughing at you guys. And Margaret says, yes, Sherron, something has to be done about that driving. My uncle was in one last night. The driver swerved to avoid hitting the vehicle in front of her, which had stopped suddenly, and plowed right into my uncle's vehicle, which was traveling in the opposite direction.
You see? And one of the problems is she must have been traveling too fast and too close behind. Because if you're traveling at a distance where you could pull away, you know, even when you stop. I did some training with an organization called Smith's Driving School. They're based in the US. And they tell you when you're driving, you're supposed to be a certain distance. It's a vehicle and a half behind the vehicle in front of you.
Yeah. In
Many
Canada, they
people
tell you
don't
how
do
many
that.
feet.
No, if you're stopped in traffic, you shouldn't be right on the person's bumper. Because if you have to turn away, you should have enough space that you could turn to go the opposite way. So many times you see an accident here in Grenada. And because we have the benefit of a lot of side roads, you could turn off and take a side road. But if you're right on the person's bumper, you cannot do that. You know, I am totally fed up with the behavior. I mean, I'm a driver too, and I get cussed when people, they give me a bad drive, you know, and then they cuss me off. I'll say, have a nice day.
Yeah. That's why I say it's a mindset, it's a mentality, it's the attitude that, you know, is creating. It's not just about whether or not you know how to handle a vehicle, it's the mindset, the attitude.
But you know, if you want to get them real vexed, when they cuss you, say, I love you too.
Yeah.
Boy, and they go mad. They just go crazy.
Ryan Jaban, who's out there in Orlando. By the way, Ryan mentioned earlier on that Dorian is headed in his direction.
Okay.
It should be up in Orlando, I think Monday or so.
Oh, dear.
Well, boy, I hope Dorian fizzles between now and then. He says here, ragamuffin Grenada bus drivers make you nauseated. That's putting it mildly, Ryan.
Well, where Dorian is concerned, I'm curious to know if Carriacou and Pitamahatney got any rains. From what we were seeing this morning with the thunder and the lightning, and we heard that in the area of Guelph, we had a lot of rain.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to know about, maybe John Bruno could tell us if
John is in
getting
Pitamahatney, and John Bruno is in Pitamahatney, but John Kennison is in Carriacou. Ryan says, keep out of the sea during rainstorms due to electrocution potential. Good point there, Ryan, and we didn't pay too much attention to that this morning because the storms were all quite a distance away from us. They were a long way from us, okay? Yes. But you're absolutely right. You have a thunderstorm overhead. Don't go swimming, please.
Now, one of the reasons, or one of the things that got me to come onto your show originally is Pitamahatney being left out. Now, I was listening the day before when they were talking on the radio on GBN, and the reports coming in from NADMA, and they kept saying Carriacou. 2 shelters are opened in Carriacou, and this storm is going to affect Carriacou. Not once did they say Pitamahatney. I had to actually call, and I messaged the officer because they too sent to tell me about Carriacou, and I had to say, what about Pitamahatney?
Pity who?
That place. Pitamahatney, the felt hat, Rock of Ages, you know? And after that, and I messaged Brenda too on GBN and said, they keep saying Carriacou, what about Pitamahatney? And they're going to be affected too? And after that, Brenda said Pitamahatney, And I heard McIntyre said Grenada and its dependencies. If you don't want to say Pitamatnik, if the name Pitamatnik hurt you so much, at least say and Grenada and its dependencies.
Yeah.
You know?
But acknowledge its existence.
Exactly. Because we're going to go over to St. Vincent, you know, as a matter of fact, part of Pitamatnik is in St. Vincent waters.
Okay.
So is part of Carriacou. So based on the imaginary line drawn by the British. So, you know.
All right. Sherron, I think we're getting somewhere now. Harry Gibson. You know Harry?
Harry Gibson.
Harry Gibson.
Yes.
Yeah. Harry says the solution is a corn.
You take out the outside.
Take out the inside.
Yeah, he could be right. But then again, you could shell the corn and get rid of the outside before you cook it. So.
All right.
Good to see Harry there, though.
And John has acknowledged. He says, yes, Harry, it's corn.
Well, I could question that because you could shell the corn without cooking it. You could remove the outside, you could shell the corn, you could throw away the husk and then cook the corn, and you don't throw it away.
All right, let's call it the G8 Summit. Forget about Trump and all these guys. Harry, John, and Sherron, you guys show up here in my office at 3 o'clock this afternoon. We'll sort this one out, okay? Anthony the Rig says, yes, corn seems a good answer to John's riddle.
Okay.
Sherron, you're losing, girl.
I was just coming up with a solution, but you can't say that mine is wrong either.
And you know, a little while ago you were talking about the distance you should drive behind the person in front of you. John says, read the distance in Canada, it's 30 feet. It's the 3-second rule, 30 feet. Yeah. I'm ashamed to say I forgot that, but I drove in Canada for 16 years and I didn't remember the distance. Anyhow, I haven't been there for a while. John Kennison also says, Sherron, no rain on Carriacou. So there's no rain up there today.
Okay.
But even here in St. George, I mean, although we were seeing thunderstorms in all 4 quadrants today, nothing here. And then John Bruno says, Sherron, we had the same thunder and lightning, but just a drizzle. Okay. Ryan says, agreed, Sherron, Pity Martinique is excluded from Grenada news.
Oh, all the time. Yeah. All the time. And that's why it bothers me when to suit them, you know? You should have seen them last year, March. Pitamatnik, Pitamatnik, Pitamatnik.
Yeah. Samantha A. McFarland Thomas says, a little piece of rock on Carriacou, they claim belongs to St. Vincent.
The point they call Gun Point. It's not a little piece of rock. It's Gun Point.
Gun Point. And they claim that belongs to St. Vincent?
Yeah, it's part of. It's not a rock. It's part of Carriacou.
One of these days, Ralphie could say, hey, don't mind, give me back.
No, actually, it was Grenada and the Grenadines, you know. And I don't know what happened when, before independence and when the British start carving up the place, all of a sudden, as a kid growing up, I knew it as Grenada and the Grenadines. I don't know when it changed to St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and all of a sudden Grenada, but you know, Grenada has so many islands. I have an uncle that was actually born in, his children, he and his brother were born on Isle of Ron. We call it Isle of Roon.
Yeah.
You know? So
it baffles me when I hear people talk about the Tri-Island state.
It's a number of islands. It's a number of islands. And some of them have people living on them.
Hey, this corn thing ain't going away. You know, Benedict Cador says you could roast the corn with the outside on.
Yes. All the time.
Benedict, you're invited to the G8 conference this afternoon. Right here. Lindley Ross says, and talking about the distance again, not just 30 feet, it's based on miles per hour.
That's right. All of that.
Okay. All right. Boy, you guys have really thoroughly educated me this morning, and for that, I'm grateful. Thank you so much. Sherron, it's 10 o'clock on the button.
Okay.
We better bail, girl.
Yeah.
Going to beach tomorrow again?
It's getting, of course, it's a Pope Catholic.
It's the Pope Catholic.
As long as I have life. Yes.
Okay, John Bruno says, Sherron, we have a NADMA group here, but no medium to share information. Not everyone is on Facebook or WhatsApp. Why don't you guys set up a little community radio station? I'll come and work there for you.
Well, you know what? I actually, you see this NADMA station they're talking about? The U.S. government through Southcom built that NADMA, as they call it, NADMA station, and outfitted it. You know, Mr. Krishok was there when we went up. Boy, that was an experience. We went up on the Coast Guard, you know, the real fast one. But that thing wasn't made for the rough sea. The rough sea. Boy, I prayed like 10 pundits going up there, but I couldn't show that I was scared. But boy, was I scared. Going up to the opening of that NADMA.
Okay.
How you call it? I'm getting old.
Emergency something.
Emergency Op Center.
The Op Center, okay.
Yeah. I don't know what's happening there.
Set up a little radio station there. I'll come and work there with you guys.
Well, as you know, you could set it up in your room. Maybe John Bruno would like to do that.
Yeah, John.
Just
And
be
by
a
the
good
way, John
computer.
says, Sherron, we have a NADMA group here, but no medium to share information. Not everyone is on Facebook. Benedict Cador says, George, we used to joke about committing a crime in Carriacou and going and sit on gunpoint, and they couldn't touch us.
But it's true. But it's true. But let me give you a little story. You know, years ago, when they used to have what they call contraband.
Yeah, contraband,
right?
yeah.
You're running contraband. And sometimes the guys pass in the boat, like the sailors in Peter Martinique, because everybody in Peter Martinique, they have boats the way Grenadians have cars. And every family had a boat, and you know. So my father was coming from up north and passing in the night and decided he needed to see his family. Oh gosh, he had 10 children. Every time he come home, he either leave one or pick up one, see one for the first time. So he left the boat in Petit Saint Vincent and came across to Peter Martinique to see his family. My father was a very quiet, a sainted person, quite unlike some of his children. And the harbor master in Carriacou went and seized the vessel in Petit Saint Vincent, which is in Saint Vincent waters, and took the boat to Carriacou. And they got themselves in some big doo-doo.
Deep doo-doo.
Because they actually went to St. Vincent and hijacked a boat.
Oh, okay.
You know? So yes,
And
if
people
you do something, and in that case, my father didn't commit a crime as such. All he did is wanted to see his children. And a lot of boats, we used to do that. On one occasion, soon after one of my uncles got married, they were passing, and he said he wanted to pass in and see his wife, and they tell him, no, we didn't get clearance for Grenada. My man jumped overboard and swam from Union to see his wife. So, yeah.
John says it's a police station now. I guess he's referring to gunpoint.
Really?
He says it's a police station now.
I don't know that.
Ryan Jaban says, we like to listen to an internet Petit Martinique community radio station.
That sounds good.
Yeah. John says, Radio Sherron, here we come.
Oh, Lord, have mercy.
Sherron, seriously, man, let's go and start up a radio station.
Well, you know, one of my backgrounds is radio. Actually, I was the first woman trained in Grenada to operate the consoles and everything.
Really?
Thanks to Paul Roberts.
Okay.
Paul Roberts taught me a lot. And I, in turn, end up teaching some people.
Okay. John Bruno says EOC, Emergency Operations Center.
That's right.
That's what he's talking
The
about.
EOC.
And Ryan Jabon says buccaneering.
You read your Buccaneer? Oh, you mean them going off Peter St. Vincent and going to Putamantic Buccaneering? Yeah, all of that started by the mother of a former prime minister.
You know, we're sitting here joking about all of this, but this could all become a reality. Ryan Jabon says here, WIBS. Remember WIBS?
Yeah, Grenada Island Broadcast.
That's right. Leslie Sion and Alan Palmer. And all
the
these
old
things.
horse mouth.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Okay, Sherron. 6 minutes after the hour, I keep taking advantage of these people and going overtime on their hour. I know
You
a lot
still
of
have
that.
your license for
A radio station?
the radio station?
Nah, I gave the license back. Well, it doesn't make sense.
Man.
I gave the license back.
I was just saying to save us having to get a license.
Yeah. But you know, under the way things are, doesn't make sense.
I
But
better apply for one. Call it Radio Piton.
don't
We
hold
have
your
a
breath.
Piton in Pitamantic, you know.
Yeah. Don't hold your breath, girl. Sharon says, there you go, you got the job. John says, Sharon, there you go, you got the job. So think about it. But I don't know. John Bruno says, the EOC is now the police station.
What? Is he serious?
John,
oh
are
my
you
God.
serious? Oh my gosh.
I hope Mr. Khrushchev is listening so he could hear this. This is muy terrible.
Okay. And by the way, Mr. Khrushchev is now in Russia. And I saw him liking us a short while ago.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, folks, you're being listened to in Russia this morning. Russia. John Bruno says, yay! Okay.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
Small world, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Sharon, I gone.
Yeah, me too. I have things to do and places to go.
All right.
You want to come to Kaluki with us tonight?
Tonight is what, Wednesday night?
Wednesday
I don't
night.
know. I'll let you know later on today.
That's your chance to see Linky.
To see Linky?
He's off tomorrow.
Linky, you said you were going to come and see us. Okay. But I still love you very much, Linky. Thank you so much for that beautiful polo shirt. You know I love polos. And these people out there will tell you every morning, Jai's wearing a polo shirt. He loves polo shirts. Thank you so much, sir. God bless you. Folks, we're going to wrap it up with a parting word from the Holy Scriptures. Just let me see if I can bring myself up here. Yeah, there I go. Today's reading comes to you from James chapter 1, verses 26 and 27. Those who consider themselves religious and yet do not keep a tight rein on their tongues deceive themselves, and their religion is worthless. Religion that God our Father accepts as pure and faultless is this: to look after orphans and widows in their distress, and to keep oneself from being polluted by the world. Check it out yourselves. James chapter 1, verses 26 and 27. Where's my clock? 10 minutes after 10 o'clock? Thanks a lot, folks. This morning was fun, wasn't it? Yeah? We started with a laugh from, what's the guy's name? Darnell Loveless, or Daniel Loveless, whatever. We're going to play some more of him in the coming days and weeks ahead. Have yourself a great day, and may the good Lord bless and keep you. Boy, if only you knew how much he loves you. I'm still trying to come to grips with it. A guy like George, for him to love me, but he does. He does. And every day I realize more and more just how much he does. But I'm not alone. He says he loves you as well. God bless you.